Hi folks, it's David from Loch and Cairn. Right, wild camp number 4 is underway. It's Friday the 21st of June and we are heading up to the back end of Glen Callater, which is just over there, where we're going to set up camp and enjoy the summer solstice in the glorious Scottish wilderness. So, it's a bit of a race against time at the moment. It's Friday, as I mentioned before, and unfortunately, both my wife and I have to work for a living. So, I finish my work at 5. I work in the south of Aberdeen. My wife works in the north, so I had to negotiate the Aberdeen traffic to go and pick her up. Then we had to head west. So we had to negotiate the Aberdeen traffic again to get to the west side of Aberdeen and then head west along Deeside towards the Cairn Gorms. As I say, I finished my work at 5. We got here, or we got to the Glen car park at 20 to 8. So we're moving, we're pushing on to try and get to the back of the Glen as quick as we can. And to be honest, we're not that far away from it. That's the back of the Glen here. That's the Loch. Beyond the Loch, there's a 5k walk back to the car park. So we've done well. We've made good time, but we need to get the tent up, and then we need to get our dinner on, and we want to do that before the light disappears. And the sun's already disappeared behind the mountains. So at this particular moment in time, it's all about moving fast and getting the tent up and getting food in our stomachs. Right, we've made it. We managed to get the tent up before the light disappeared. We've still got a little bit of daylight, but I reckon we've probably got maybe 30 minutes left. So, at this particular moment in time, our noodles are cooking. Once our noodles are cooked, we'll obviously scoff them, get them into our bellies, and then we'll get the jet boil back on, get a nice cup of hot chocolate, and then after that, to be honest, it's into the sleeping bag for the night. Good morning. It's now day 2, Wild Camp 4, and as you can see, it's a bit of a stinker. The original plan was for me to get up and show you how glorious this glen is. This is Glen Callater, and it's probably, in fact it is my favourite spot in the Cairn Gorms. But unfortunately the weather's had different ideas. Nevertheless, every cloud has a silver lining, and this situation's no different. Most of my wild camps so far this year have been baked in glorious sunshine, and to be honest, that is not very reflective of life up here. So, welcome to the Dreichy, miserable side of wild camping in the Cairn Gorms. Okay, I spent the last hour wandering around the glen, taking some little individual video clips for my channel. But as you can see, the weather hasn't really improved. In fact, it's very wet, it's very misty, and everything's very damp, and in particular our tent is very damp. We were kind of hoping it might break up and that we could at least dry the tent out, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Now, the original plan was just to come up here for the night, enjoy the summer solstice. The sun never turned up, obviously, but we weren't expecting to do much the next day. Basically have our breakfast, pack up and head back out of the glen. But because it's so wet and so damp, we're not even going to bother having breakfast. We're just going to pack up a tent and have a couple of snack bars and make our way out of the glen. Right, we packed up a tent, we had a quick snack, we've obviously packed up our bags and put them on our back, and now we're going to make the relatively easy 8-kilometre hike out of the glen. And that's pretty much it from a wet, Dreichy and miserable Glen Callater. So thanks for watching.